Hello and welcome to maybe the last episode of our Resistance playthrough. The endgame fleet that we have made has proven its worth, and we have cleaned up Jupiter of its stations, and now the Invasion Fleet 2 is heading out to Umbriel, which is in the Uranus system here. And our Invasion Fleet 1, which is soon to be done, so in about half a year, we should be done. Yes, 158 days. Then we can head out from Saturn as well and fly probably to Neptune with that fleet and take the fight there. And now we're going to head forward here because we have multiple things to do. We have to get every exotic that we can somehow. And the aliens are probably not going to fight us anymore because they are going to be scared pretty much. And so the Saturn fleet is fixed with the exotics, so these are under construction, but we can't make a third fleet as of now because we do lack the exotics for this. I mean, we do have most of the fleet ready, we just don't have enough ships to make a new formation like Invasion Fleet 3 out of it. And we still don't have a third set of Marines there. But we do have them on Jupiter, which we can rework into the better models over time and then also use them for whatever planet we have to visit first here. And with that, I'm going to head forward because mostly it's just waiting right now until something arrives somewhere, and then we do have some magnificent fights and prepare for the endgame. Okay, we have arrived on Uranus here, right? Yeah, it's not Neptune, it's Uranus. And there is a fleet in low orbit. It's, for whatever reason, not docked to the station. We are going to go after it now. Although we are lacking fuel here currently, so we can't do any kind of maneuvers, I need the exotics to fuel my expansion and the refit of ships. So 27 ships against my 22. I'm not too worried about this, but let's see. So high wall, of course, and as usual we are going. Hey, why do I see the... Come on, disappear. There we go. So we're going to put the flagship into the center. Now, the particles, now that the point defense, right. The point defenses have to go into the center here. There must be one more, right, like this. At least 4 I have brought along. Maybe 5. Yeah, 5. So in this case, you go here. I think that's all we do though. We don't need to be slow. Or rather, maybe let's do a bit slower. We are not in a hurry here. So let's go. We go offensive, and of course we do the particles again into balanced mode. Just in case that they have too many projectiles for us to handle. Now let's see what they got here. There are a lot of torpedoes, a lot of lasers. And a lot of blowing glass, luminous river, glittering flow. That's a lot of torpedoes. These are old ships. Yep, I found my target. It's the Ash and White Star here with the plasma. Ooh, wait a second. Oh. Nope, the capitals are first target because we do the multiple heavy mech cannons on them. And these could punch through our defenses here. So that's why we have to be a bit careful here. Oh, there's many mech shots again here. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. That's a lot of mech. But yeah, we have to focus down all of them here. Obsidian Demon. And then also the Resolute Fate. Let's see how well that works out. And then also a volley on the Ashen White side. Yeah, I think we're getting through here. So easy. Okay, that's broke already the first capital ship, and I don't think we have taken any serious damage. Okay, one of the lancers took a frontal hit apparently from the plasmas most likely. That should be fine though. So now let's see. I think we are going to stop targeting for a second so that we can take out the flankers instead. Because we have many volleys on its way here. Is there more with plasmas here? That I didn't see. Am I blind? Oh, they are valley snows here. Okay. Found them. So they get a bit of a volley here as well. Okay, let's stop focusing again to take out the flankers here. And the valley snows should be toast when the volleys arrive here. If everything works out halfway decently. So first one got hit. Maybe I didn't send enough though. I didn't send enough. It got intercepted here. Oh, we're taking a bit more damage than expected though. Which one is that though? Down here. Something has hit it. Probably plasma from the side. Side is still our main weakness here. And the Resolute Fate is also still alive. Wait a second. How's that possible? So we're going to shoot forward again here. But it doesn't shoot plasmas anymore. So that's a good thing. So now we can just go through the main targets here. Target everything down. And stop targeting itself. Yes, so I think now we can just wait it out. Let the particle cannons do their job and all the coil guns here as well. That's the power of high-tech ships with coil guns and particles. Not only do you disrupt their weapons, and then they are really easy to be picked off from the particles, from the coil guns. It's also you just need to fly straight forward. It's really simple. What I want to do in one of the other, on another Let's Play soon, is okay. Let's do the auto resolve here. There we go. All dead. 12 exotics, exactly what we need here. Perfect. What I want to do in another Let's Play is not use capital ships to win. Which I would be very interested to do. So, I'm going to take out the station here as well before I go back to Dalgrand Station here, which I'm going to rename into Uranus Station. And then we have to repair here. And yeah, I have to decide which marine fleet to send there now. But let's push forward. That's more or less the end of the end of Uranus here already, because that was the big fleet they had here. I think there's another station here and here. Yes, Miranda and Ariel, but there are no fleets left. So nothing for them to go to. So I'm going to take the station out and let's see what else will happen. Okay, December 2042 and the campaign is rapidly coming to an end. So I have rebuilt the Marines on Jupiter by increasing their fuel so that they now have 837 kps. And I'm sending them to the Uranus station where the Invasion Fleet 2 is currently refitting, also to get more kps to get to the outer solar system. And these now take 15 weeks to get there, so really fast. And by now it's probably foreseeable that the Invasion Fleet 1, which is traveling from Saturn to Neptune, which will arrive in 310 days, will probably be the slowest one or the last one to arrive. And I have to decide whether I maybe want to send my reserve fleet so that I upgrade them as well. And then send them somewhere. But I'm not sure where right now. Because I'm waiting for the last Marines to finish here. And I think I'm going to send the Marines to here, Omir. So I'm probably going to refit the whole fleet with more KPS as well, so to speed that up. But that's going to be something I'm going to investigate. But now we do have most of the stuff on its way. So in 15 weeks we are going to be at Uranus, take out the alien bases here. And then we can decide whether we want to use the Marines to fly to Neptune as well, or to Omir here. Both is relatively equidistant in this regard. I'm going to send the fleet from Uranus to Omir, definitely. So probably I'm going to do the same, because we do have Marines. We do have Marines on the fleet that's going to Neptune already. So we have flexibility here, but we are now going to progress very fast towards the goal, because we are here already. On Neptune we will arrive in a bit less than a year. And here we are going to arrive in about 30 weeks, probably 35 maybe, depending on how quickly my fleet has been refitted here. So Invasion Fleet 2 is already halfway done. It just takes 1 day each time. So the battleships here have a high acceleration because their weight is lower. That doesn't matter, we care about the KPS currently. So this one to fly to Omir here would take, let's see, if we go into low orbit here, 37 weeks as of now. And then we burn all the fuel and we are going to go for the main station here. But as we can see here, that's going to be a big fight, but I'm not too worried about it. So that's going to be within 2043. What I also need to do now is send a counselor there. But as soon as I know the arrival time here... Wait a second, I have it already designed here. On the other hand, we do need Marines anyway, so I'm probably going to send it with the Marines from... Yeah, I'm going to send it with the Marines from Earth. I have to see how well that would work. Let's see, the ship class here, the speedy Marines here. If I were to transfer them from Earth here, from the shipyard... wrong way around there. Now, from the Earth shipyard to Low Omir. There we go. 30 weeks only. So it's roughly the same time as from Uranus here. But, no, not the same, but a few weeks less. Which means that when I know that I have sent out the other fleet, I can send the Marines out as well. And I could even decide if I maybe want to... I mean, I have some ships here on Earth. If I just use... If I also upgrade them to the finish line classes that I made with the high KPS here. So let's take this, for example, from Earth to... 33 weeks. So we are going to send the whole replacement fleet here, the reserve fleet, towards Omir as well for the big fight. And we are going to time it with the Uranus fleet here. So perfect. Which, however, means that I'm going to move the whole reserve fleet to our shipyard 3. Because there are the big shipyards. And I'm going to rework them there. The biggest problem we have is nobles. But I'm already trading with Exodus as much as I can to get more nobles in to speed the whole process up. They have still 7.5k, so they're trading a bit to us, so it's fine. Exotics shouldn't be a problem for the refit because we are mostly refitting fuel and not drives here. So yeah, and then we have to send an agent up. Right, I shouldn't forget about that right now. But yeah, let me do the things, and the last big fight we're going to see is going to be on Omir itself, because, oh no, maybe Neptune. Maybe I'm going to show Neptune as well. I mean, there is still some stuff here. And you can see here that they are also flying here. flying away. We don't care about Pholus because it's not on our agenda. A lot of fleets are flying to Pholus, which is interesting. The only threat we have is that if they merge up to a 4,000 or higher fleet, but I doubt they will. So let's keep going. Okay, here we are, and the aliens have made a desperate attempt to stop our invasion fleet 2 on Omir. We have targeted Iyaka, which is the moon of Omir. So we took out a station there, and that triggered the response that they have formed a fleet and try to stop us now. That of course will not stop us at all. So we go into our first station here, so we will do space dock here and supply depot here. There we go. That's going to be alien main base moon station. So, and now let's fight it out. What? One single ship? Funny. Here we go. So 22 ships against their 26, and I'm not all too worried about this. So we have to fight this out. And that's more or less the last attempt by them to stop us here. And I don't think I want to go 300. I think we can afford at least 500 here without being too fast for anything. And now we have to see what they got here. They have a lot of mech shots here, some lasers, a lot of mech, more mech, more laser, torpedoes, laser. Okay. So a variety of everything. We go offensive focus as usual. And now we go... Oh boy, because I renamed them, I don't know which ones are the particle. Probably these ones. Yes, particle... Finish line 1 and 4. Definitely the ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to go into balanced posture. I think that's fine though. Yep. And let's go. I'm not even sure where to focus here. So probably these guys will go on the big ships here. So like this one first, and you shoot on this one. I guess they will try to flank us here. Yeah, they immediately start to move. I mean, they will have a lot of lasers, so this might be an issue. But I don't think, because we do have a lot of particle cannons here. And by the looks of it, we already start shooting at the battleships here. We should slow down a bit. Okay, the first one is already dead. So you can shoot at this. No, wait, this one is probably already dead as well. So you go here, and these 3 will target on something like this guy here. Did you take any damage so far? Not by the looks of it. The good thing is that they don't have any plasmas here, so therefore this is relatively easy. As expected. Just melt through their fleet here. Okay, this one is dead. Maybe you guys will rotate around here, so that we have a bit of a better focus there on the left side. There's also no problem at all here. Or no, all looking good. Okay, And I don't think we need to focus on this guy any further, so we can already rotate around here. Focus there. You go here. You go... like, I don't know. I don't know if you even have to focus anymore. So, all good. This one is also dying there on the southern side. They also are starting to run away now. Yeah, they are totally toast now. Let's focus some down. Some of those which are not damaged yet. What is that behind us here? You also focus on this guy. Oh, already dead. Okay. I guess that was a lot simpler than expected here. Oh, this one is getting a beating now. Yep, that one is taking hits here to the front. We should go on to defensive only here for now. If we can save it somehow. Ah, come on, don't die here. Okay. Took some damage there, but nothing out of... Okay, now we're going to auto-resolve the rest here. There we go. Minor damages here. A lot of promotions. Nice. Really. One small gunship. Nice. So, invasion fleet. We don't really have a lot of fuel now, so we have to wait for the space dock. And let's see what's left, though. So, here we do... Wait a second. 2 ships here. And Omir. Oh, so Omir still has a few ships here left. Good. But that's also not really a battle. So we're going to wait for the space dock to finish. And then I'm going to end the campaign as quick as fast as possible. The Invasion Fleet 1 is going to arrive in 33 days as well on Triton. And let's see how that works out. So I'm just going to speed forward here as there are no major fights left. Maybe on Triton, but I'm going to try to avoid them because I just need to take out the ground stations and I'm going to do this. And maybe I can do this without fighting them actually. So that would be a tiny speed up of the campaign. But we still have to make a station and therefore refuel once at least. At least refuel. Yep. So let's go. And here we are after a very annoying setback. So, first of all, we had a small incident here. For some reason, our Dauntless, which was carrying our initial counselor, somehow missed Omir. So something went wrong. I was apparently targeting my fleet, which was flying to Omir. And when I then went into the fight against the stations there, I didn't notice that this battlecruiser detached from the main fleet. So I only corrected one of the orbits, those of them of the Marines, and not of the one which was carrying the counselor. So I had to dismiss him, buy a new one, and build a ship and transferred him to Omir, only to notice then that the alien ground base was too strong for my bombardment. So my whole fleet that I had here, the ground invasion fleet, it wasn't strong enough to defeat that. So I had to build a lot of nukes, and I built... where are you? Here. So I built like a lot of small nuke boys here. Basically they have just a Nemesis nuclear torpedo base, or these shaped nuclear torpedoes, which are researched then. And these are relatively decent against stations. So that took me like a year or something to figure out and do everything, which included a few reloads to see if I finished the bombardment or not. Which is, in the end, I think, relatively poor design. That you have to bombard the main station into ground. And you can't just invade it with a lot of marines like the other stations. And now our fleet with the dude in here has landed. Now we are waiting for the end of the mission phase. So here we go. And this is the new counselor in here. And let's see if that all works out. So theoretically, this guy here, which is new, should be able to close the gate. Yes, perfect. So as we can see also here, the aliens are scrambling everything to Omir, but these are none. I already destroyed a lot of small fleets that they have sent out here, but it doesn't really matter anymore. So before I do the mission, so they have 70 ships left, which are like a total of 4,000, which is nothing. I'm going to do the mission, but let's check Earth for a second, which I didn't pay attention to Earth for a while now, because I was just reading through the mission phases to get everything done. So we can see here that USA has 272 mission control, could go up to 284. I bumped up the GDP to almost 85,000, which is a lot. And this almost reversed the negative population growth from high education score. So, but only almost. But it did here in South American Union. This one is now growing positively. It also has reached 9 points here in environment. So these ones are all going down, but yeah. And the India here is also went up to 12,000, which is not a lot, but I was investing a lot into GDP here to help it out and also make other things here. And this one has now 2.5 billion people and almost growing by 1% per year, which is quite a lot. And I think if you want to play a high population game here on India, you could easily reach 2 or 3% if you push economy up before you push knowledge up or education up. Then you have a really big population growth for a long time, which can be quite nice. And I'm not... Theoretically, this is not even finished. So you can see here that there are... I could integrate the whole of Indonesia here. So, and also Afghanistan is still open. So this is like another 500 million. So you could easily get to 3 billion people in India. If you want to be really crazy, you could even integrate the Republic of the Southern Cross into Indonesia first and then into India, if you really want to be crazy, which would be an option. But I think it would make sense in the early game. If you really want to play India, then you want to do this and build up all of these nations with mission control. Same for Southeast Asia, which you could unify into a greater Thailand, something like this. And also the Philippines are not integrated into India here, which we could. So this has a massive potential, which is quite interesting, to be honest. And also I almost removed all the hostile claims now, so 2 are left from the annexation here. This one would be another one. And yeah, so I was pushing heavily into democracy here. So that's the best way and the most efficient way to get the hostile claims to go away here. Yeah, so overall, it was a fun campaign, even though it got longer than expected. Because of most of the resource struggles that we had. In hindsight, I shouldn't have gone this big on Mars here. That was just for the memes. If I would have gone more into the asteroid belt and everything, which I usually do on the higher difficulty campaigns, everything would have been a lot easier, because my incomes would have been a lot bigger. So, of course, you would need better defenses this way and sacrifice some mining into layered defense arrays and things like that. But overall, I think that would be worth it. So let's go into the final mission. And should be any moment now. There we go.
It was always going to come down to this. A desperate last push. An unbeatable enemy barricaded in their stronghold. A ragged band of heroes standing up for everyone else. To be honest, I didn't think it would work. I thought that no matter how well we planned, they'd be more than ready for us. We all fought it. But we did our jobs anyway, because we were there, and because we relied on each other. And in the end, maybe that's enough.
So yeah, we have detonated a weapon to shut down the alien wormhole in the outer solar system, stranding the alien forces here and dooming them to defeat. The enemy gate is shut.
We've done it, Commander. The invaders are cut off from their home, and their forces are in disarray around the solar system. Humanity is free to chart its own course once again.
So, it is done. Our operation went to plan at first. After a brief but fierce engagement, our fleet secured the space around the alien base and escorted the assault transfer to its landing zone. Our assault company fought their way through the alien corridors and seized control of the wormhole chamber, allowing our console and our explosive engineers to begin setting up the payload. 2 waves of alien reinforcements attacked through the wormhole. They were repulsed with only light casualties, and the payload was deployed through the wormhole entrance. At which point something went wrong. Our payload was designed to be transported via 2 self-propelled drones, linked via a reinforced cable. The Farside drone was sent through the wormhole and reported successful transit, then abruptly ceased transmitting. At this point, a 3rd wave of alien reinforcements, larger in number and using heavy combat equipment, attacked through the gateway, inflicting serious casualties. With our numbers dwindling, the fight still raging, and the Farside drone still offline, our council elected to lead 6 volunteers through the wormhole with the aim of reactivating and detonating the payload. We don't know what happened on the far side. All we know is that shortly after the transit we received a message via drone link instructing our forces to withdraw. We pulled our surviving forces back and the payload detonated less than a minute later. The explosion was comparable to that of a low-yield tactical nuclear weapon. It is odd, since according to our calculation the blast from the exotics payload should have been at least an order of magnitude greater. We suspect that whatever our counselor did on the other side of the wormhole caused the majority of the energy from the explosion to be discharged on the far side. If the aliens situated the far side of the wormhole in a HEP, well, I doubt there's much. I doubt there is much left of the lab. Yeah, that's correct. In any case, the operation was a success. We have scanned the remains of the alien base and there are no traces remaining of the Alice drain hole, the quantum scaffolding, or any of the alien wormhole apparatus. Our counselor and the 6 volunteers have been marked as killed in action. Their names will be added to the memorial along with 1,000 more killed in the naval battle. Still, we did it. We won. The aliens are far from defeated. Hundreds of Hydras remain in the solar system, along with countless slaves and human servants. We still have to deal with Hydra agents on Earth as well as their thralls and sympathizers. But the aliens have now lost their greatest advantage. They will have no more reinforcements, no more shipments of exotics. From now on, their numbers will only diminish, while ours will grow. It will take years, perhaps decades, to defeat the last remnants of the Hydra invasion force, but the course is now a hopeless one. Today we have struck the blow that will guarantee humanity's future as an independent species. We are the master of our solar system once more, at least for now. Nice. The interesting part is the for now, because as the other factions point out, the resistance victory on paper is a victory, but the aliens could open another wormhole, for example, and then even though they would have to send it to Earth for some years, and then it's still not a complete victory. That's why the other factions partially go to more extremes, like Humanity First or Initiative, and the Academy, of course, with the negotiated peace. But yeah, in my opinion, it's a very good first-time campaign, but it's a bit of the dissatisfying campaign at the end, because you just close the wormhole and that's it. That's not really a defeat. Or not really a victory. Long term, at least. Well, so leave a like and subscribe and see you in the next campaign. Feel free to comment what you maybe like to see. I'm definitely going on hard difficulty, on brutal difficulty again. So the normal difficulty has so many different things that are happening, which is really weird. So, for example, because the AI doesn't, the other factions do like nothing. It's a lot more on your shoulders to do things. In Brutal, I consider the campaign even a bit easier if you know how to manage alien aggression and when to go to war. But the whole Earth and space campaign is definitely easier because the other factions do stuff on space as well. They didn't here, not at all. So, yeah. See you in the next one. Bye bye.